Welcome to another episode of Red Lotus Life, where I'm here with my beautiful co-host and co-creator, Sarah Elizabeth Hoffman. This is this is really funny. I just love it. Okay, so we've had a couple blooper reels already because every time we start, we actually were coming on here to talk about signals and signs that show that you're out of alignment and that something needs to change. And we literally keep well, Sarah actually just barely experienced this. And so I think it's even more so. This is amazing. So we're starting over. You're catching us starting over here right now. We're going to talk about real quickly. We only have a few minutes, so we wanted to pop on and talk about signals and signs that show that you might be out of alignment and that things need to change. I was somebody who was so dissociated that I would have these little pings and I would have like the gut, like that sinking feeling that you get in your stomach and things like that when you know things aren't right, but you just go along with the flow anyway. That's who I used to be. But now, after being a practitioner and for doing this work with not only myself, but with others, I am able to experience something totally different. Like now it's just a way of being. Like my signals and my signs actually lead my life and I go with it. And life is so much more ease and flow. But I love it whenever there's somebody who says, but wait, what does that mean? Because I was one of those people that did not have that in my awareness. And when I did, I would shove it down just so that I could go with the flow of life. And it always steered me in a wrong direction. It was always in hindsight that I would go, oh, wait a second.
Right.
Like, wait a second. That's what my body was trying to tell me. That's what that sinking feeling in my stomach was. That's when I felt like, ugh, like sick to my stomach and this isn't right. Like we always feel it.
We do always feel it. And I believe that um, I think it's pretty well known that within the collective, we are conditioned to repress the sensations that are direct signals to the fact that we're out of alignment. And that would help us come back into alignment if we only notice, oh, my palms are sweating for a reason, or I'm feeling angry for a reason, or I have butterflies in my stomach for a reason, instead of just pressing it down, pushing it down, and, moving on like everything's okay, or actually not being able to use the discernment to stop, pause, shift, embody the feeling that you're feeling, and make a different choice.
hmm I mean, I feel like there's any kind of if we look at like any heinous crime or something that's happened, it's always in hindsight, people are like, oh, yeah, I had a feeling about that. Or, um, something just didn't sit right with me, that type of thing. That is the signal that something is up. That's what's going on. It's our bodies communicating with us. Um, let's talk about signs that we're out of an alignment.
Hmm, there are many signs that we might be out of alignment. Some of those might be things like just a general feeling of dissatisfaction. So, one of the things that I do on a regular basis, because I do have dissatisfaction of one of my shadows in my gene keys, is if I'm feeling dissatisfied, that is my immediate signal that something needs to shift. So that's kind of my biggest one. The other thing that I really love is human design. I'm a sacral response. So I'm going to feel into my sacral, and it's going to be a full yes or a full no. And those are just a couple of ways that are huge indicators for me.
hmm I love that you brought in Gene Keys and human design. So, Gene Keys is this, when we're in our shadow. If anyone's familiar with the Gene Keys, it's amazing, amazing work. If not, please ask us about it because it's literally the essence of who we are. And so, when we're in the shadow of our Gene Keys, that's 100%. Like 100%, we know we're out of alignment. So, love that. Human design, yes, it's our inner authority with human design. That is literally where we get all of the messages from our body. Human design is how we're wired. I'm also a sacral response. So for me, I mean, sacral responses are the easiest ones, right? Because you literally just ask yourself yes or no questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you're still unclear, you can always have someone else ask you the yes and no questions.
Hmm.
It's just really cool because in addition to those things, we have all of the physical sensations that, that can arise and even like hot cheeks, you know,
Hmm.
the heat rising.
Hmm. They're literally, our body is literally communicating with us all day, every day, in every moment. It's crazy.
Hmm.
For me, when I have a sign that I'm out of alignment, it's when I literally, so my human design, so here's another thing. We look at our human design strategy, and mine's frustration. Or not the strategy. What is it?
Not self-theme.
Yeah, not self-theme. I'm like, not the strategy. My strategy is to respond, but the not self-theme is frustration. And so anytime that I am frustrated, I know 100% I'm out of alignment. The other thing is when I'm just done. And that's what I mean by that. If I go, oh, I am just so done with this, like I can't handle it, it's because it's the frustration. But I know when I say those words, even that I'm out of alignment.
Hmm. Oh yeah, these are huge indicators, and I love that we get to do this work, especially in combination with lunar journeys, because these are so many of the themes that are coming up within that container. And so we get to practice, working with the shadows of the gene keys, and we get to practice feeling like noticing what we notice as we move through the process.
Yeah, Lunar Journeys is a super cool space. So it's where we bring in the essence of the moon. So we bring in the energy of the moon. We work with the shadow of the gene key, which is amazing. And then we do emotional clearing with it as well. So yeah, and we bring in all of these other aspects too as we do the work. It's amazing. I can't even It's so profound to me, the work that we've been doing in Lunar Journeys, because I'm seeing so many shifts in everyone else, like not only in myself, but in everyone else as well. And it is because we are working with that shadow, right? And so whenever we do the work with the shadow, we can immediately, and then the emotional clearing gives us the emotion we're going to feel when we're in that shadow. So we can literally, we work with it for that 2 weeks, and it's just been crazy. So the last one was disappointment. Was that the last one? Disappointment was the emotion?
Disappointment was the emotion, and the shadow that we were working with was inadequacy.
Yeah. So anytime we feel disappointment and we feel inadequate, then we realize, oh, we are out of alignment. So now how do we shift, right? How do we shift? And it's happening that fast. It's just been amazing. It's been amazing in every way. But I will say that the embodiment piece Embodiment is what is missing, I feel like, for most people, because if we've been through, you and I have both been through quite a bit of things we've moved through, experienced quite a bit, that it's that dissociation that has separated us from our bodies. And once we've healed and we've become more embodied, which is the work of the spiral modality, now we are actually in connection with our authentic self. And now we're actually able to listen to our body. We're able to listen to our intuition, and we're able to feel that and see that. And our gifts start to come online in such a different way.
They truly do come online in such a different way. And here we're talking about actually the scent, um, descent, or involution, which is the soul meeting matter. And when we are separated from matter, we can't be grounded, we can't be embodied. And so when we are when we are not in our bodies, what happens is we are disconnected from our gifts to a huge extent. And so when we're working with the gene keys, we're working with the tools of the spiral, we're doing the emotional clearing, we're actually clearing our DNA on a cellular level. We are clearing space in order for the soul to be able to actually land. And that really is the work that we're doing. And so when we're working with those lunar cycles, we are moving through the cycles from the new moon to the full moon. And so by the time we've worked through that entire cycle, we have embodied what we have actually, planted the seeds
Mhm.
for originally, the our intentions.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's been really cool because people are literally living their intentions now. Like
Yes,
the work that I feel like we're always about, I want to say like 3 cycles out, it seems. So how we're doing it every new moon and full moon, we're always about 3 cycles out, and we're literally seeing everyone experiencing their intentions from like three cycles out. It's been so crazy cool. So if you're interested in learning more, we would absolutely love for you to join us. We have, I'll just put the link in the description below, and that way you can see all of the events that are coming up for Lunar Journeys, and you can come in and experience this for yourself.
we'd love to see you there. You'll know if you're meant to be there.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Until next time. Oh, and let us know if you have any questions about embodiment, gifts, signs, signals, anything about being out of alignment, because we absolutely love to talk about this stuff. We could talk about all day, every day. Okay, we'll see you next time. Okay, bye.
And live your life today.